everybody. Welcome to the Knit One Breathe Two podcast. My name's Alyssa and I'm coming to you from London, Ontario, Canada. It is March 19th, 2020. It's the first day of spring, and I would be remiss to mention the fact that we are in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic worldwide. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm keeping this as a space to celebrate our creativity, to have as a space for you to come to relax and enjoy, maybe listen to me while you craft, or just watch what I'm gonna show you this episode. So I hope everyone is well. I hope that you are getting through as best you can. If you ever want to chat, let me know, please. I'm happy to even set up a video chat if anyone wants to do a virtual knitting get together or virtual cross stitch, or just have a coffee. I'm drinking a coffee. This is a cute mug that Verena got me for, Verena, I can't remember, was it part of a gift you sent for birthday? But I think it was part of the fiber share, which is when we first kind of talking quite a lot, right? So, I can't remember what this says. Oh, I'm terrible. You explained it to me, but it was something, it was a play on words about a castle when sewing or something. Please, Verena, put it down in the comments if you're watching today. So yes, you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram using Planetologist. Tell you a little story about that. I showed that to my husband the other day. He's like, this doesn't make any sense. There's a K in it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It took him a while to figure out that the K and the N-I-T spelled knit. Anyway, just shows you what's obvious to you is not necessarily obvious to others. I am in comfy clothes right now. My hair's a little not looking good right now, but I think we're all in the same boat right now. We're just trying to get through the day sometimes. What I'm going to do today, it is mid-March, so I don't normally do a podcast in the middle of the month, but like I said on my last podcast where I did my knitting inventory, today I'm going to do a cross-stitching inventory. I am going to show you all of my cross stitch that I have starting from not started at all to the progress of all of my projects that I have started. And I'm going to start with the least progress I've made and go up to the one that I've made the most progress on. So I hope you enjoy. Maybe you'll get enabled to do some stitching yourself, or to start some stitching that you may already have. Please know I'll try to share as much information about the projects as I can. But if you have any questions, please let me know if I forget to say something or if I forget to put it on the screen. So please let me know. So let's get started, because this might be a bit of a long one. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to start with projects that I have but haven't started yet. So all of them are kitted up. So I'll start with the smallest then and go to the biggest. They are all kitted up. Some came as kits. And then I'll go into my whips. Okay. So my first one is actually another gift from Verena. She sent me some yarn, which I showed you in my last podcast, we swap self-striping yarn. So in her package that she sent me, she included this little small cross-stitch pattern. Isn't it adorable? It's just like a little vase full of flowers. It is by, oh my gosh, I cannot read this. I should be wearing my reading glasses. Aren't you, I think that's an F, Wife Sledder. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I'll close it in here. So there it is. That's the name of the person who did it, the designer, and then the pattern name, which there's no way I'm even going to try that. I can't even read that. No, that's not the name of the pattern. That would be the name of the company. That's the designer, I assume. And then at the bottom, it says Bloom, maybe? I don't know. He'll put it up on the screen if you can read that. It's in a text that I have a difficult time reading, let alone being in a different language. Anyway, it's a very, very cute pattern. I love it. What I think I'm going to do with this, actually, I'm not going to stitch the whole thing. I'm just going to stitch the vase and the flowers and maybe this little flower that has fallen. I'm supposed to go to a stitch retreat at the end of June, and I want to stitch up a name tag for myself. So I thought this would be a cute, like I can have that on one side and then have my name beside it. So I think that would be a super cute way to use that pattern. It has come in a full kit, so it came with all the floss, I'm sorry. And also a little piece of linen. It is linen, which is nice. You can see how it's kind of bumpy in different size squares. And it even came with a little needle. So it's completely kitted up in this little tiny plastic kit. So it's perfect. And that'll be fantastic to do my name tag with. I should be able to get that done by the end of June. No problem. So that's my first thing I'm going to share with you. There's some cute little patterns on the back that are designed by the same company, I assume. I love this one with the little trees. Isn't that cute? Yeah, so thank you, Verena. Oh, I'm sorry. Not used to this space. Okay, yes, everyone's home. So my children are upstairs in the attic watching TV. I said they could have screens right now, so they would be quiet. My husband is at home, so he's upstairs in our office working away. So, and of course I'm home. I would be normally because it's our March break here. So I would normally be home this week, but we're all home now. I think my cat's going like, why are you guys all home? This is my house. Why are you here? Okay, my next one, I'm going to show you the pattern. It's actually a pattern that I designed. I think it was a year ago or even more now. And the pattern is a city skyline. And if you're familiar with this city, it is the Calgary, Alberta skyline. I grew up in Calgary. My parents still live near Calgary. So I wanted to make this pattern up. I wanted to make a Calgary skyline cross stitch. Couldn't find any on the internet. I did a whole video about how I created this pattern. So if you want to check that out, it's a few videos back. And I think I've created like a cross stitch playlist maybe. But anyway, it's pretty obvious. It has this, I believe, as the screen capture. This is the Calgary Tower here, and this is printed in black and white, but it is, all of these are shades of gray, but this lighter shade here in the Calgary Tower is actually red, because in real life, the Calgary Tower does have a red section on the top that actually rotates. Of course, it's a rotating restaurant. Yeah, so I have yet to start this. I have yet to do anything with this except I have the pattern. I do have the fabric. Where did I put it? Here it is. The fabric is just going to be Aida, 14 count Aida, and it's going to be this blue fabric. I thought I'd do it on a different color because I remember distinctly growing up in Calgary, driving around with the skyline and then seeing the beautiful blue sky. So I wanted to choose a different color for that. So I'll be doing it on this kind of sky blue color Aida. It is 14 count, which means 14 holes per inch, I believe. And the called for threads are just shades of gray. I'll even show the numbers to you, just DMC colors. There's the list. So it goes from black through a dark gray, and then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and then a red. Okay, I think this color's the red, or it might be that one. I don't know right now, but anyway, so that's a pattern I've made myself using Stitch Fiddle, I believe. I'll correct that on the screen if that's incorrect. Yeah, now one of you mentioned a while back when I first showed that you would be interested in cross-stitching it too. Please let me know if you're still interested. I was like, no, I'll do the model quickly and it'll be fine. Well, guess what? I haven't even started. So if you're still interested in stitching it, Lisa, I think that was you. I could be wrong though, so I apologize if I'm wrong. If you do want to stitch it, let me know. I can send you the PDF, no problem, and you can stitch it up. It shouldn't take long because it's just 6 colors and it's all just big blocks of gray. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so my next pattern I got at a stitching event in, I think it was November. The Hamilton Stitch-In group. I went with Caroline and also Dawn of the Codependent Knitters podcast, and also Cheryl of My Needlecrafts bags, which I just ordered a new bag from, so hopefully I'll have that sometime to show you. I don't know when I'm gonna get it, but we'll see. It's beautiful. Who else went with us, ladies? Was that? I mean, there was lots of other people there. There were 40 people there, I think. But those were the people who I knew before getting there. So it was really cool. Anyway, so they had a freebie table where people could just put patterns, anything else that they wanted to not use anymore. And so you could just go over there and take what you wanted. And I took this pattern, beautiful old-fashioned traditional rose. For some reason I'm really drawn to these very traditional floral patterns. Let's see, this is an Anna Griffin pattern and it's called Rose d'Amour, or however you say that in French, right? I know I'm terrible. Loves Rose. Oh, I could have just read the English version instead of trying to sound special in French and not getting it. Here, let me take it out of the plastic. Crinkle, crinkle, so you can see it better. There it is. Loves Rose, 8 by 10. Now 8 by 10 in total. So it does come with this frame, which is awesome. So it comes with the frame and with some fabric. So there's the fabric. It's Aida again. What is the count? It looks like it's, I was going to say 14, but it's 18. 18 count, so 18 holes per inch. And it comes with all the floss, which I won't take out of the bag because I don't want it to get ruined, because who knows when I'm going to get to this project. But as you can see, various shades of greens and pinks and reds. And I just I love this. One of my friends, Louise, also from the Fiber Friends podcast, gave me a old cross stitch book that she had that's all floral cross stitch patterns, and I'm just enamored with it. I just love that type of pattern. So yeah, so haven't started on that obviously, but one day I will get to it. It shouldn't take too long. It's not big, and there's not a lot of colors. How many colors? I assume it's DMC. It doesn't say. Where's the chart? One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, maybe 12 colors. No, maybe 15 colors. I mean, there's going to be a lot of shading in the flower itself and the leaves. Just show it again. I just love it. It just, I don't know why, it just reminds me of like my grandmother's houses or something like that. Just something they would have up. And I love that. My husband the other day, he's like, "Are you sure you're not an 85-year-old woman in a 41-year-old body?" And I'm like, I might be, because I love, not only do I love kind of slow crafts like knitting and cross stitch and sewing, I also love just old things. Like, we live in an old house. It was built in around 1920. I just love antiques. I love, the reason why he said this is because I was saying I would like to get some more teacups, you know, like the old style teacups with the floral patterns and stuff on them. I have a couple from my grandmother's, but I would like to get more. And he's like, "What are you talking?" Because he's the opposite. He likes minimalism. He does not like stuff on the mantle and stuff like this. So he does not like the knickknacks and stuff that can just get dusty. But it's too bad for him. It's gonna happen at some point. Anyway, so yes, that's my talk on why I like traditional things. I don't know. I just do. I'll put that back in the bag later so it's not super crinkly. My next 4 kits that I have, they're completely kitted up, are ones I have shown before, so I won't spend a ton of time on them, but they are from Owl Forest Embroidery. They are a Russian company. This is the first one. This is the fall one. I have all 4. I bought these in the fall, I believe. So that's the fall. So I have this one open so I can show you again what it looks like. It comes with a needle minder. This one has a squirrel with it and a needle. It comes with, I love how it's packaged. Look at this. It's packaged and each one is tied to its own bobbin, so you can bobbinate them pretty quickly. These are all DMC flosses, but they are variegated. It comes with beautiful linen fabric. Like, this is high quality. When I opened this, I was really impressed. You can even see that it's stitched along the side of the fabric so that it doesn't unravel. The patterns are beautiful. They're on these big, huge pieces of paper. You can see here quickly. That's just the center motif. So they've taken each motif, each band or square in the pattern, made it into this huge pattern. So you can do each one of those. You can cut them out and work on one at a time. Let's see if there's a picture of just like the overall pattern. It doesn't have. No, that tells you. This is like really good instructions on like how to go about doing it. I was wondering if they had a picture of the full completed thing. They might somewhere in here, but these are a lot of pages. No, these are all just the sections. So that's the fall one. And the finished size of it is 38 by 38 centimeters. 209 by 209 stitches, so it's not enormous. Yeah, so that's the fall one. Put it closer for you. Isn't it beautiful? Love all the colors. I like the squirrels at the top there. Got some apples, berries, pumpkins, of course. So then I'll show you the winter one next. Which one's the winter one? This one. I should be able to figure that out. Here's the winter one. So it's got a Christmas tree in the middle. We have snowman, we have some mittens, some nice cranberries, snowflakes, a little reindeer on that one side. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Beautiful. The next one will be spring. I can never decide which one's spring. Must be I would think it's the pink one. Yeah, this is spring. Spring. Got a little nest with eggs in the middle there. Lots of beautiful flowers. Blooming flowers, which is going to start anytime now. We have flowers coming up in our front yard. During this time, my older son, is doing a bunch of science projects actually, to earn his Cub Science Badge. And one of the things he's going to do is take pictures of 5 plants that he's picked in the yard. He's going to take pictures every day until they bloom, and then he's going to figure out what they are. And that's going to be part of his project. That's cool. So we do have plants coming up. We have our flowers, like my daffodils and, and my tulips and stuff are coming up. Okay, last one. Here's summer. Summer. Lots of greens, bigger flowers, more berries, that kind of thing. Beautiful. I can't wait to do these. It's going to take me forever to do all of them. I don't know why I thought I would get all 4, but I wanted to get all 4 at the same time, because if I got one and did one and then wasn't able to get the others, I would have been pretty upset about that. So those are all my projects that I have kitted up that I have not started. So as you can see, I have a lot to do, but look at my whips. So I'm going to go from what I've done the least, the one with the least amount of progress, the one with the least amount of progress to the one with the most, which you're probably, if you've been watching me for a while, you'll have a good idea which one that is, because it's really been the only one I've been working on in the last few months. Okay, so which one of you has the least progress? Well, it's got to be this one. I do not have a picture of this because I got this pattern made, so I don't have a paper copy of the pattern with a nice, beautiful, colored photograph. So I'll put it in right here so you can see it. I've called this my circles pattern. I got it made after I found the image online over a year ago. I got it made by, Advanced Cross Stitch. She has a website that you can go on. You can send her images and she can create a pattern for you. And I thought the price was quite reasonable. I paid her more than she suggests because I think she's underestimating how much she should pay herself. So if you do go through her, please pay what you think it is worth, not necessarily the minimum, right? And she did it super quickly, like within a few days. So it's a huge pattern. It's supposed to be, it's 334 by 200 stitches on 16 count. Ada. So on, if I did it on 16 count, it should be 20.88 by 12.5 inches. Inches. Oh my god, it's gonna be huge. I'm not doing it on 16 count, Ada. I am doing it on 28 count even weave. And this is all that I've done. I've done it I did that in like a week and then I stopped. I'm not sure when I'm going to do this pattern. I'm really excited to have it done, but full coverage scares me. I have not done a full piece in full coverage, and it's intimidating, to be honest. So this is a 28 count, not linen, even weave. So 28 count even weave. So that was supposed to be 16 count. So if you double that, it would be much larger. That would be 32 count, but this is 28. So it's but I'm doing 2/2 instead of 1/1. So I actually haven't worked out how big it'll be on this size. All the threads are DMC, and look how many there are. That's not all of them. I bought all these threads. I believe there's like 116 of them. Yet another reason why I'm a little nervous about this one. So I've been sticking more to the ones that require less thought, because a lot of times by the time I get to stitch in my day, my brain is toast and I just need to do something that's relatively easy. But hopefully one day I will get it done. Let's see, what is the next one that has the least amount of stitching done? That would be this one, I think. So my husband got this for me a couple Mother's Days ago. He got me this like kit off the internet of Starry Night, one of my favorite paintings. Yes, there are 2 different Starry Night paintings that Van Gogh did. The other one is the one with the Big Dipper in it. That, I believe, one came before the other, and it was just number 1, number 2 kind of thing. This is the more famous one, I think. I don't know, it depends. I've seen both of them, but I love this one. It was one of those kits that my husband got off of Amazon, so it has, you know, all the floss, the pattern in color, as well as black and white, I believe, on the other side. It came with the stamped fabric, which I have never done before, and this is my only one and will probably be my only one. It came with needles, which are enormous actually. And I don't have much done. I got a little bit up here done and down here. That's it of this whole thing. Look at how big it is. This is 11 count, I believe. I figured it out that it was 11 count. What's going on there? Huh. So you have to use 3 strands, which I don't love. I don't love doing it on this fabric, but what I started doing was just doing one color at a time until I ran out of that color, and then went to the next color. So I started this way and I'm going down this way. You can say the back's not going to be pretty, but with a full coverage piece, I don't really care. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know what's good. Oh, I do have a big section in the middle done. I didn't even realize that. This is all cross stitched too. I think I was just jumping around to where I had a lot of the same color over and over again. But yeah, I'll get back to eventually. I used to have this one on my floor frame, or my lap table frame. Sorry, that's what that is. I used to have it until I got that new pattern going and I replaced it, but maybe I should put this one back on because I feel like I will be more successful with this one than with that circles one at the time. This one doesn't require that much thought because it's stamped. Yeah, so that's that one. Very little progress. You can tell all these projects are quite large though so far, which is kind of not great. My next one that has very little progress on is a little snowflake. I started this actually at the Hamilton Stitch in November because I was getting sick of working on the project that I brought. This is by Nikki Pattern. She is on Etsy. There it is, Nikki Pattern. And this one is called Set of 6 Snowflakes. I have done one of these already. I've done that one in a light blue color. And so now I am doing this one. And I've started it. Am I doing that one? Yeah, I've started it. So I have the top of the one part of the snowflake, and now I'm filling in the kind of star part in the middle. So I've done this, and now I'm doing one of these corners. I haven't touched it since that Hamilton Stitch in, just because I've been working on my other projects. But hopefully I can get this done for this Christmas and I can have this one on our Christmas tree. And my other one is on my Christmas tree, or was. It is during the Christmas season. So my next one that I have 3 more. I have a lot more cross-stitch projects than I do knitting, which is interesting. On the go, I should say. I have a lot more stash when it comes to knitting, but I definitely have a lot more projects on the go with cross stitch, which is not good for me. It doesn't work for me. I think I'm going to be a stitcher who will work on one project at a time, maybe 2. So my next project, I got this in a trade with one of my friends here in, well, she's in St. Thomas, but close by. This is Moonlit Cabin. It's a Dimensions kit. Isn't it beautiful? It's only a 5x7. Generally full coverage. There are some sections that don't have any stitching, and there are a lot of sections that have half stitches. And this is what I have so far. Not bad. I have the cabin done. So now I've just started, I've done this tree over here, and I've started doing some of the snow out here. Yeah, it's not bad, but man, when I first started this, I had to rip it out so many times, and I think I just put it in a timeout at one point and just said forget it for a while. So maybe it's time to get back to this one. It is tough stitching on the navy, but I got lots of great advice from other stitchers who suggested getting an overhead light. So I have an overhead light down here, and I will also have one upstairs in my new stitchy corner, my new crafting corner. Once that's done, I'll show you, I'll give you a tour. It's exciting. If you've seen some of my photos on Instagram, it's coming together. Yeah, so I'm using now an overhead light. I've gotten myself some reading glasses, and I always have something light on my lap so that it's easier to see the holes. See how even when I hold it in front of the white fireplace, you can see the holes? So as opposed to over my black sweater, right? So I always hold it over something that's light in the background so I can see the holes more easily. I love it though. Like, it's beautiful. Even like it, even without the windows on it and everything, it's perfect already. Yeah, that'll be a cute one. I've taken that out of my little 6x6, maybe 8x8 Q-snap because I've decided I wanted to make a sign for my little crafty corner. And I wanted to stitch it, of course, because I'm going to do this really fast, as we all do. But I've made my own pattern. I looked up a floral, super simple floral borders. If you just Google simple floral cross-stitch borders on the internet, tons will come up. So I just took a look, saw one that I liked, and I modified it for my needs, came up with a saying that I would like, and I have the pattern. I made it again using Stitch Fiddle. Again, if that's wrong, I will correct it. Oh, I also used another tool that helps you with writing as well, and I will put the name down here and also link it below. I can't remember what the name was. I just Googled cross stitch letters or something, and it came up, and you just type in what you want and it will show you the pattern in a few different types of fonts. There's not a lot, but one I picked, it's kind of a script and I quite like it. I'm gonna show you the pattern. If you're in a serious mood right now and don't think it's appropriate to be talking about killing people, please don't comment. I know it can be seen as in poor taste right now, but oh well. I craft so I don't kill people. I'm sorry, that's my sense of humor. It is what it is. I think it just makes it so much more funny, the fact that it's going to be cross-stitched and it's in this cute script with flowers around the border. It's awesome. Here's how much I've done of it. So I've almost to the halfway point here. So I've done all this border. I have the leaves down for this, so I'm going to do fill in those flowers and then do whatever text I can here, and then I can do the second half. It's not going to be very big. It'll be about this big, right? Like, it's pretty close. Maybe a little smaller, right? Let's flip it the right way around, Alyssa. Welcome to podcasting. Yeah. I think it's going to be super cute. And it won't be super obvious until someone comes in and actually goes up and reads it, right? They'll be like, oh, that's a cute little cross stitch. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. That's my game plan. So there's that. So I just made that a few days ago. I made the pattern, kitted it up with stuff that I've already had. So I have this fabric. This is the same fabric that I'm using for my snowflakes. It's a 28 count even weave fabric. So I happen to have enough for it. So that was nice. And then some of these, or all of them, are from previous projects, which is good. If you remember my nutcracker projects, that's where these are from. Okay, so that one. Now my last project, finally, you will know if you've been watching me for a while, is my Shades of Orange. I will take it out of the package so you can see what the whole thing's supposed to look like. This is by Northern Expressions Needle Arts. Shades of Orange. They have a whole series of these. I think they have 12 of them, if not more. Love it. I am done the whole top section and have finished almost this part as well. So I will show you where I am in the bottom section. So I have, like, the top half is from obviously here up, I'm done this entire banding part. I'm done this motif. I'm gonna work on this center, so the bottom band, until I reach the center point. And then I'm gonna move my frame over one more time so I can complete the center band here, complete this band, and then do this on the other side. Isn't it beautiful? It stops me in my tracks every time I look at it. I spend a lot of time just staring at my own stitching. This is again on 28 count fabric and even weave. It's a different color. It's called Mushroom, I believe. I think. It's been a long time since I bought this, so I'm not sure. There are only 2 colors, floss colors. They are DMC floss colors, and they are DMC 918 and 921. And that is it. I love it. It's beautiful. I've been absolutely love working on it. It's very rhythmical. I think I've said that in the past about this one, because you're only working with 1 or 2 colors for long periods of time. There's not a lot of switching colors. I just love it. I love it. A lot of it's because it's mirrored. I can do one part and then do the other part without having to look at the pattern. A lot of those bands are very easy to do from memory. I don't even need to look at the pattern. Yeah, it's really, really nice. So what's my plan moving forward now that I've shown you everything? Well, I'm going to finish Shades of Orange. That is my priority right now. I have started putting together my crafty corner upstairs. Excuse me. And I bought a Ravelry cross-stitch stand, which is awesome. That's going to be a game changer. I've used it just for a few stitches, and I can't believe how nice it is to be able to use this frame without holding it, right? To be able to put this in a stand, I can use 2 hands. We're not on a huge road, but we do, the ambulances and other emergency vehicles use our road frequently because it's quite a long road, but there's not a lot of traffic on it, so they use it frequently to get places quickly. Yeah, so being able to use my floor stand with that small frame and not have to hold it makes a huge difference, and I can do it two-handed. That's great. And it can hold my 11.5 or 11 by 17 frame, no problem. Yeah, if you have one, it's awesome, aren't they? If you don't, or you've been thinking about that, I highly, highly suggest getting one. And it came super fast. It was like maybe a week, 10 days tops from when I ordered it and when I got it. I don't even think it was that long, including weekends. Like that's not just business days. Yeah, so my plan is right now get Shades of Orange. And here comes more sirens. Fire truck. Another fire truck. My kids loved it when they were little. Now I don't even think they hear it. So yes, Shades of Orange, and then getting that sign complete so I can get it framed or mount it somehow. Once I do that, I'll show you how I've done it, and I will put it up in my little crafting corner. So that is that for now. I hope you enjoyed my little cross-stitch check-in. Give you an idea of what to look out for in the next while for my cross-stitching. Before I go, I wanted to show you this one thing that my mom sent me in the mail. It is a beautiful cross-stitched bookmark that my grandmother made. Isn't that awesome? She's Ukrainian. She had stitched things, like tablecloths and table runners and stuff like that, all with this type of flavor and influence, and now I use it as a bookmark all the time. Maybe that's why I like it so much, because it's in my blood, it's in my roots, isn't it? Beautiful. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there today. I hope you enjoyed coming with me on my cross-stitching journey through my stash. Let me know how you're doing. Check in. I'm not going to do a breathe to section because this kind of was a breathe to, but make sure to breathe too. I'll see you later, okay, guys?